Opening with the king's pawn controls the center and opens up the light-squared bishop and queen, often leading to sharp games. E5 is a common response that establishes a presence in the center, controls d4, and opens up the queen and dark-squared bishop. Knight f3 develops the knight toward the center, attacks the e5 pawn, and prepares to castle. Petrov's defense immediately attacks white's unprotected e4 pawn, while ignoring black's unprotected e5 pawn. Knight takes e5 captures the undefended e5 pawn and places the knight in the center, where it controls many important squares. d6 attacks the knight on e5 and allows the light-squared bishop to develop. Knight f3 returns the attacked knight back to the f3 square, where it supports the d4 square and fights for the e5 square. Knight takes e4 captures the e4 pawn and places the knight in the center of the board, where it controls many important squares. Knight c3 develops the knight toward the center, attacks the knight on e4, and controls the d5 square. This forces the opponent to double pawns. A straightforward recapture. Out comes the bishop, helping to solidify the position. White develops the bishop and attacks the center. Castling gets the king out of the center of the board, while also developing a rook. This overlooks a better way to develop a queen off its starting square. Black develops the knight and attacks the center. By castling to the opposite side of the board, the game will tend to be more double-edged. This allows the knight to control more squares. The correct move to safety. This develops a piece while also winning a tempo on a queen. This threatens to win material because the defender is pinned. This prevents the opponent from being able to win material because the defender is pinned. That's not a mistake, but it's not the best move either. This wins a tempo by threatening a queen and forcing it to move away. This moves the queen to safety. This threatens to win material through a tactic. There were worse moves, but also something much better. This creates a pawn chain, linked pawns that form a strong structure. White launches a pawn advance, pushing toward the opponent's king. Advancing the pawns in front of the king can compromise the king's safety. This overlooks an opportunity to capture a bishop that was threatening to win material. This allows the opponent to kick a bishop. This threatens to tactically win a queen. The correct move to safety. The game is still close to equal, but black lost their advantage. This is not the right idea. There were worse moves, but also something much better. This is an equal trade. A clear recapture. This threatens to eventually win a pawn. This misses an opportunity to offer an equal trade of pieces. This defends a vulnerable pawn by pinning one of its attackers. This permits the opponent to pin a knight. This defends a vulnerable pawn by pinning one of its attackers. Very precise. This forces the opponent to isolate a pawn. A straightforward recapture. This protects an underdefended pawn that is under attack. The game was close to balanced, but now black is worse. The bishop was sacrificed. A stunning move. This wins material. This steps away from the checking bishop. This is the only move that works. This removes the attacking knight. Recaptures from a previous move. This is the strongest option. This move puts the queen on a safer square. This is the way to win a bishop. This evades the check from the pawn. This wins a bishop. That's fine. This evades the check from the bishop. Right on target. This captures a free bishop. A clear recapture. This threatens to checkmate the king. This overlooks an opportunity to defend a rook that was under attack. This prevents the opponent from being able to force eventual checkmate. This blocks the attack on a pawn that could have been captured. The clearly correct move for a threatened queen. This threatens to kick a queen. This creates space for the king to move in case it is attacked. The rooks can see each other now, allowing them to provide mutual defense. A solid choice. This wins time by threatening a rook and forcing it to move away. This defends a rook that was under attack and had no defenders. This move puts the pawn on a safer square. This defends the attacked pawn. This offers an equal trade of pieces. After all captures, this is an equal trade. A straightforward recapture. This is the only good move. This puts the rook behind the other player's passed pawn.